I thank the member for Hunter. The question is that the motion be agreed to, and I call the member for Capricornia.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I wish to join my federal colleagues and acknowledge and honour all of those who have so bravely and selflessly served through the ongoing bushfire crisis, in particular those who have lost their lives. Their courage has been extraordinary, and it's a spirit which we must honour. We have lost too many Australians to this disaster, and it is fitting Parliament will rightly acknowledge all those who have lost loved ones, those who have suffered injuries or lost their homes. These fires have been devastating, but through these horrific times we have also witnessed the Australian spirit on display. We have seen untold devastation throughout Australia due to these horrific bushfires, from Kangaroo Island off the coast of South Australia to Peregrine Beach on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland. One of the many areas affected during this bushfire season was Livingston Shire in my electorate of Capricornia. At approximately 12 p.m. on Saturday the 9th of November, a fire broke out on Old Byfield Road in Cobbraball. Over the next 2 hours, the fire spread rapidly, threatening lives and properties. At 2 p.m. on Saturday, a watch and act message was distributed to residents and door-knocking commenced. An hour later, the local disaster coordination centre was activated and an evacuation centre was established at the Cordingley Street Basketball Stadium. By 5 p.m, a state of fire emergency was declared. Saturday and overnight into Sunday were trying days for our community, with the fire continuing to spread due to adverse weather conditions, including changing wind patterns and very high temperatures. Over 800 properties were without power and mobile phone coverage was lost. On Monday, the 11th of November, a community return plan commenced, with multiple agencies conducting assessment and approvals. At 5 p.m. on Wednesday, the 13th of November, the evacuation centre was closed, as all persons in the evacuation centre could go home. Then on Thursday, the 14th of November, at 12 p.m, all the roads were reopened, and by Friday, all affected roads were reopened. There have been 429 assessments collected, with a total of 56 structures totally destroyed, including 15 houses, 1 mobile property, 38 sheds and 2 unclassified structures. 4 sheds severely damaged, along with 15 structures suffering only moderate to minimal damage. Over 12,000 hectares were affected, with a frontage of 17 kilometres by 13 kilometres wide. 500 hectares of grazing land and 275 hectares of horticultural production land, including tropical fruit production, were all lost. They've just started to get back on their feet thanks to the Category C level of assistance outlined under the National Disaster Relief and Recovery Arrangements. 243 businesses were identified as impacted or identified within the immediate fire-damaged area, with the Department of Agriculture and Fisheries assessments being conducted. In total, 747 properties rated against productivity land use are identified within the impacted area. There was also considerable loss of income for peri-urban producers and other small and medium enterprises in the fire-impacted area. When you acknowledge that this is the 9th disaster event this community has seen in 11 years, the earning capacities of peri-urban producers have been severely hindered. Evacuated residents and businesses were also unable to feed and water their stock for extended periods during evacuations and road closures. Myself, the Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister for Natural Disaster and Emergency Management visited bushfire-affected farms and properties, and I thank them for accepting my invitation to witness the devastation and to offer what little comfort we could. Jack and Ray Cowie lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in destroyed lychee crops. Robert and Jocelyn Sykes in Bungendara also lost a significant portion of their earning capacity after nearly all of their mango trees were destroyed. Anthony Sylvester, who is the Bungendara Rural Fire Brigade's first officer and owns Dynamic Eggs poultry farm, lost over 400 chickens in the blaze. Richard Benson on Newbury Road also lost thousands of banana trees. Faith and Darren Gordon lost their home to the bushfire. Even after experiencing this trauma, they told ABC Capricornia the following quote: "We love Yeppoon, we love our property. Even though it burns, we love this place and we will never leave. We are no strangers to bushfires or disaster events in Capricornia, and the courage volunteers and emergency personnel have shown over the past year is truly astounding. In November 2018, we experienced devastating bushfires further north in my electorate near Serena and just outside my electorate in Gracemere near Rockhampton. Finchhatton, Dalrymple Heights, Yungala, Campwyn Beach, Serena Beach, Camilla, Blue Mountain and Serena Range were all affected, and thousands of residents were evacuated. Even a beloved landmark near Rockhampton, the Capricorn Caves, wasn't immune to these bushfires in 2018. Thankfully, due to their preparedness, staff were able to evacuate the entire site, including staff members, guests and animals, in under 5 minutes. On the edge of my electorate and that of the member for Flynn lie the townships of Cabra and Gracemere. The residents of these towns were saved by mere inches nearly 2 years ago, and I am enormously proud to be the federal member for these communities who, in times of considerable hardship, will rally together and fight against almost insurmountable odds. The response to the recent bushfires has been unprecedented, with thousands of volunteers and paid responders working around the clock, day and night, to protect property and save lives. The federal government has turned out the biggest ever response to a national bushfire crisis, with $2 billion in funding committed. Over $500 million of that has already been committed to programs. In Livingston Shire, the Liberal National Government has paid over $162,000 of Australian Government disaster relief payments to 140 total claims as of yesterday. In summary, Australia is coming together to respond to what has been an unprecedented series of natural disasters, with bushfires affecting so many different states. We will continue to do whatever it takes to support fire-affected communities right across Australia to help them rebuild, recover and become even stronger in the future. Thank you.
I thank the member for Capricorn.